Ray Lewis was born on May 15, 1975, in Bartow, Florida. From an early age, his competitive fire and relentless work ethic set him apart. He was raised in a challenging environment, often taking on leadership responsibilities at a young age, which molded his relentless drive to succeed. Football became an outlet, a way to channel his intensity into something productive. As he entered high school, it was clear he was destined for greatness. His speed, strength, and football IQ made him a standout player, and he earned a scholarship to play at the University of Miami, one of the premier programs in college football. His journey to NFL greatness began at Miami, where he quickly established himself as one of the best linebackers in college football. Known for his sideline-to-sideline speed and ferocious tackling ability, Lewis became a two-time All-American and cemented his status as a top NFL prospect. His college career was defined by his unmatched ability to diagnose plays, his relentless pursuit of the ball carrier, and his uncanny ability to make the clutch stop when his team needed him most. His vocal leadership on and off the field earned him the respect of coaches and teammates alike, and by the time he left Miami, he had solidified himself as one of the most dominant linebackers in the program's history. In the 1996 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens selected Lewis with the 26th overall pick in the first round. The franchise was in its infancy, having just relocated from Cleveland, and they needed a cornerstone player to build around. Little did they know, they had just drafted a generational talent who would define the organization for nearly 2 decades. From the moment he put on a Ravens jersey, it was clear that Lewis was more than just a great player. He was the foundation upon which the franchise would build its identity. In his rookie season, Lewis made an immediate impact, finishing among the league leaders in tackles and earning recognition as one of the most promising young defenders in the game. His relentless work ethic in the film room and on the practice field set him apart, and his natural ability to inspire his teammates quickly established him as the emotional leader of the Ravens. His presence transformed a struggling expansion franchise into a team that opponents feared. His hunger to win, combined with his willingness to hold his teammates accountable, became the cornerstone of Baltimore's emerging defensive identity. By his third season, Lewis was not only one of the best linebackers in the league, he was arguably the best defensive player in football. His combination of speed, power, and intelligence made him nearly impossible to game plan against. He led the Ravens in tackles year after year and became the face of a defense that would go on to become one of the greatest in NFL history. From his bone-rattling hits to his pre-game speeches that sent chills down the spines of fans and players alike, Lewis had transformed from a promising rookie into the undisputed leader of a rising powerhouse. From the moment he stepped onto the field, Lewis made his presence felt. As a rookie, he led the Ravens in tackles and quickly became the leader of the defense. But it was in the 2000 season that he truly ascended to legendary status. That year, the Ravens defense delivered one of the most dominant performances in NFL history, allowing just 10.3 points per game and setting a record for fewest points allowed in a 16-game season. The unit recorded 4 shutouts, and their ability to stifle opposing offenses became the defining characteristic of the team. Lewis was the heart of that unit, earning NFL Defensive Player of the Year honors and leading Baltimore to its first Super Bowl title. Super Bowl 35 was Lewis's defining moment. Facing the New York Giants, the Ravens' defense completely overwhelmed their opponent, holding them to just 152 total yards and scoring a defensive touchdown of their own. Lewis was named Super Bowl MVP, a rare honor for a defensive player, and his emotional leadership became the enduring image of Baltimore's triumph. This performance cemented his reputation as one of the greatest defensive players of all time, proving that defense could indeed win championships. The Ravens' defensive dominance in that game was so complete that the Giants' offense failed to score a single touchdown, with their only points coming on a kickoff return. Lewis's impact on the game extended beyond his statistics. His ability to read offenses, adjust to formations, and make split-second decisions set him apart. His football IQ allowed him to anticipate plays before they happened, positioning himself perfectly to make a stop or force a turnover. His sideline-to-sideline range, combined with his instinct for the ball, made him a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks and running backs alike. His presence on the field forced opposing quarterbacks to account for his movements at all times, disrupting offensive game plans and making life miserable for coordinators trying to outsmart him. Whether it was stuffing the run, dropping into coverage, or delivering a bone-crushing hit, Lewis could do it all. His ability to rally his teammates and impose his will on games ensured that the Ravens' defense remained among the league's elite year after year. Even in the later years of his career, His leadership and sheer determination allowed him to remain a dominant force on the field, proving that his impact transcended physical ability alone. What made Ray Lewis truly special was not just his play on the field, but his ability to inspire those around him. His pre-game speeches became legendary, filled with fire, passion, and a deep belief in teamwork and sacrifice. Whether in the locker room or on the sidelines, Lewis had a way of elevating the play of his teammates, making them believe that they could accomplish anything. His leadership was not limited to words. His actions on the field spoke just as loudly. His intensity, dedication to preparation, and refusal to accept anything less than 100% effort from his teammates set the standard for the Ravens organization. His leadership was never more evident than during the 2012 season, his final year in the NFL. Battling through a torn triceps injury that many thought would end his career, Lewis made an improbable return for the playoffs. His presence on the sideline alone was enough to inspire his team, but his ability to step onto the field and contribute was nothing short of remarkable. The Ravens, galvanized by his presence, went on a miraculous run, defeating Peyton Manning's Broncos in a double-overtime thriller and then upsetting Tom Brady's Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Lewis's resilience, commitment, and belief in his teammates fueled their improbable run, reinforcing his legacy as one of the greatest leaders the game had ever seen. The journey culminated in Super Bowl 47, where the Ravens faced the San Francisco 49ers. In a dramatic contest that included a power outage and a furious comeback attempt by the 49ers, the Ravens held on to win 34-31, giving Lewis his second Super Bowl ring. The game symbolized everything Lewis had stood for: overcoming adversity, leading by example, and fighting until the final whistle. Beyond the game itself, Lewis's impact extended to his post-game speech, where he reminded everyone that his career was not just about football, but about inspiring others to push past their own limitations. He retired as a champion, riding off into the sunset in storybook fashion. His last moment on the field, lifting the Lombardi Trophy, was the perfect ending to a career defined by passion, sacrifice, and excellence. His legacy as the ultimate leader, both on and off the field, continues to resonate in the football world and beyond. Ray Lewis finished his career with 13 Pro Bowl selections, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and a spot in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His statistics: 2,061 career tackles, 41.5 sacks, 31 interceptions, only tell part of the story. His impact transcended numbers. He changed the way the linebacker position was played, combining power, intelligence, and leadership in a way few had ever done before. His ability to command a defense, anticipate plays before they unfolded, and single-handedly alter the course of games set him apart from his peers. He was not just another great linebacker. He was a revolutionary force in defensive football. Beyond the game, Lewis has continued to inspire through motivational speaking, philanthropy, and broadcasting. His speeches, known for their intensity and emotional depth, have reached audiences beyond sports, touching professionals, young athletes, and even corporate leaders. His philosophy of perseverance, faith, and discipline has made him a sought-after speaker, delivering powerful messages on overcoming adversity and striving for greatness. His influence on the Ravens organization remains, as his legacy serves as the gold standard for defensive excellence in Baltimore. The team continues to build around a strong defensive identity that he helped establish. Many of the young defensive stars who have come through Baltimore credit Lewis for shaping the culture of the organization and setting the expectations for what it means to wear the Ravens jersey. His impact extends beyond football fields and locker rooms. Through his Ray Lewis 52 Foundation, he has worked to improve the lives of underprivileged youth, providing scholarships, mentoring programs, and leadership training. His community outreach has made a tangible difference, further cementing his status as more than just an athlete but a role model dedicated to positive change. Few players can claim to have defined an entire franchise the way Ray Lewis did. His intensity, passion, and will to win made him one of the greatest defensive players the NFL has ever seen. More than just a football player, he was a warrior, a leader, and most importantly, the heart and soul of the Ravens' defense. His legacy is one of inspiration, excellence, and an undying belief in the power of teamwork and sacrifice. And for Baltimore, he will forever be the symbol of what it means to be a Raven. The echoes of his iconic pre-game dances, thunderous hits, and passionate speeches still reverberate throughout the franchise. His impact will never fade, as his name and legacy remain an integral part of the Ravens' identity. Generations of players and fans will look back at Ray Lewis as the ultimate embodiment of what it means to be great, not just in football but in life.